Israeli military has officially split Gaza into two, reaching the Mediterranean, and Gaza City is under a full siege. But things in the region are going from bad to worse. Lebanese Hezbollah and Iran have threatened that if the war does not end by dawn on Friday, the axis of resistance will directly intervene in the conflict. This is an extremely serious red line that will turn this entire thing into a regional disaster. The axis of resistance includes Lebanon Hezbollah, Hamas, Yemen's Houthis, who have already declared war on Israel, Syria, Iraqi Shia militias like Kataib Hezbollah, and on Friday, the leader of Hezbollah is going to do a full speech with a large number of Lebanese schools who have decided to close their doors over fears of sudden security developments. And here's a full breakdown of what's going on. Clashes continue to grow on Israel's northern border. Teasers are being released one after another. Various hints and whispers of engagement. Iran and their proxies declaring a surprise this weekend. Schools and businesses closing down. Airport evacuation plans. And the Prime Minister prepares for war, as well as a last-ditch effort to reach a peace deal. Is it all a bluff or a psyop? Let's discuss about it.
Shalom, Kahala Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi, B'Shem Qadash. Double honors my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, with the house of David reborn again in this generation. And shalom to the 130 Yasharallah, who today were known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who before losing our true heritage, we were known as, and still are, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about the buildup of Edomite's army in Saudi Arabia and how that's biblical prophecy. But let's go and read this, which explains what this prophecy is all about. This is Joel 2:20. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face towards the east sea, and his hinder part towards the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. Now, what this prophecy is talking about is how the Lord, in gathering all the nations of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is basically the land of Israel, to the east of Jerusalem, he's also going to gather one of the main characters of World War III, that being the nation of Edom, or as it says here, the Northern Army. And if you've been watching the news or these videos these last couple of days, you've all seen how there's been a massive buildup and preparation by the U.S. military forces that are being sent over to the Middle East. And from this video showing, there's been many cargo planes landing and going into Saudi Arabia, just like this prophecy says, showing us that again the scriptures are literally taking place in front of our eyes. And why is all this happening? Why is the Lord gathering all these nations into the valley of Jehoshaphat, into the Middle East? Well, let's read this. This is Micah 2:3. Therefore, thus saith Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. So you see, the reason why the Lord is gathering the American army into the Middle East, along with all the other nations of the world, is because first and foremost, he is setting up a trap, right? A trap, as it says here, which these nations, and particularly this family, right, the nation of Edom, that being the biblical name for the Caucasian race, that they will not be able to remove themselves from the coming destruction of their nation. And I'm talking more than just America or England or Israel. I'm talking about the entire Caucasian race, right? That being the Edomite race. Because you see, this is the very beginning of the end for these Edomites. You see, the Lord is going to bring them into the Middle East to ultimately destroy their army and their force and take them out of power, because that's ultimately where this is going to lead to. You see all these army, military, navy, marines that are going over there and being relocated to the Middle East and the Levant area. Those military members are not going to come back. They're going to basically become fertilizer in that land, as it tells us in 2nd Ezra. When the Lord returns, he's going to destroy all the armies that have been gathered there by his will. And what this will eventually lead to is the destruction of the world powers, and namely, again, the destruction of the Edomite status quo and the eventual gathering up of the remaining Edomites that are going to be in all the other lands, where they'll eventually go into captivity. And that captivity is going to be managed by us Israelites, the Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and namely the elect, that being the 1 out of every 3 Negro, Latino, Native Americans, plus the 144,000 that make it to the kingdom without having to die. Right? We're going to be the ones, Lord will, that's us, that wake up in these end days, get right with the Lord, and repent, and are given the salvation promised in the Bible that was made for our people. Now, that being said, now that we've seen that the judgment for Edom is building up, what does this mean for us Israelites, us Negro, Latino, and Native Americans? Well, let's read this. This is Ezekiel 7 and 6. The end is come. The end is come. It watches for thee. Behold, it is come. Now, this ultimately was a prophecy and a warning given by Ezekiel from the Lord to us Israelites when we were in the land. And why is this? Well, because back then, in this time, we were being wicked. And that wickedness had come to a point where the Lord was ready to punish us. And ultimately, that punishment led to us being taken captive and losing our heritage and being scattered throughout all the world. Well, along with the trap that the Lord is setting up for these Edomites and the other nations, he's also setting it up for the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, that being the 2 out of every 3 Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, who are wicked and who are not going to wake up and are going to continue in their blinded ways of living without following God's will. So this really is for them, and for the most part, it's really to all of the nation of Israel, because again, only 1/3 of Israel plus 144,000 are going to take heed to the warnings in the Bible and are going to repent, right, or come back to our original heritage and perform the commandments which the Lord commanded us to do. Okay, so again, if we were watching these videos, you're listening to the lessons, you're studying, then you're in a good case. And this is not directed at you, but for all the other Israelites. If you stumbled across this video, or if you know somebody who's been willy-nilly sitting on the fence, and you've said that you're going to talk to them, this is the time to get around, because again, all these end time events are starting to move into place. The chessboard is being set up in front of our very eyes. This is Ecclesiasticus 5 and 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall that wrath of Yahawah Bashim come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. So like the elder Manatazak said, right, you don't have till tomorrow to repent, right? Because again, you only have now, okay? And because you don't know if you're going to not wake up tomorrow. You don't know if these things are going to kick off. So now is the best time to repent. Or what did they say? The best time to do something is yesterday, and the next best time is right now. So, you know, take these lessons that you watch, mine, the apostles, the other Akim, as warnings that these are signs that the Lord is sending you, regardless of who it's being made by. Right? Know that these are signs that the Lord has made for you to get right. So either way, hopefully this video was edifying. You know, we're going to keep watching what's going on over there in the Middle East. Until the next time, I want to give all honor and glory and praises to Yahawah, B'Hashem Yahawashi, B'Hashem Qadash. Shalom.